5 Questions with LeRoy Butler is brought to you by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 5 Questions with LeRoy Butler. We are here following a Week 5 victory in which the Packers are 4-1 after a big win in Dallas. Why are you laughing?
Because
you picked the Cowboys to win.
Hey, listen, don't be trying to bring that up. Leave
okay.
that alone.
I thought you were laughing at that.
No. See, America, this is my best friend. He always bring up negative stuff. Let's stick to something positive.
Okay, go ahead.
This not the best win, okay? This is not the best win, emotional, none of that. But for me, this is the most satisfying win in 5 years. And here's why. Devontae Adams didn't play. Kevin King was doubtful. I didn't think he was going to play. Your starting center out. Yep. Patrick is in, okay? Now you have receivers only caught four balls. There's a lot going against you. You got Sullivan, Redmond, all these guys people may not know. They know from our show, but you don't know these characters. Then you had Zadarius, Smith going out a few times because of cramps. This win, to me, is a signature win for Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur has made me just tickled inside because of this. Do you know how many teams passed on this guy and did not see him on the radar as being this good of a coach? So kudos to Mark Murphy and the group to do their due diligence to get a young guy to just come in and challenge the entire team. For them to be 4-1, I don't think anybody would guess that if you looked at it. It's because there was a lot of unknowns.
Okay.
Now, some people, it is a few people out there who say they're going to be 13-3 and 12-4. But to be honest, it's a lot of unknowns, Tom. That's why it's so satisfying. Dallas is supposed to have the best offensive line, right? DeMarcus Lawrence couldn't find him. Robert Quinn couldn't find him. I mean, that's what makes it so satisfying. And then Aaron Rodgers won a game. He's 7-2 down at that place. They should name that Aaron Rodgers Stadium.
Wow,
it's amazing.
He's 4-0 at AT&T Stadium.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So, and the last thing for me is Aaron Jones is from the area. Now, he was MVP in the game, but Aaron Jones, to me, Christian McCaffrey, Kamara, and Aaron Jones and these types, even Ezekiel Elliott, these types of running backs, I'm hoping they're around in December because nobody seems to be able to stop the cutback, something you pointed out in the X and O, so stay tuned for that. So that's why it's satisfying for me. So now you can bring on your questions.
Okay, now I can bring everybody back down to
Bill,
reality.
don't edit none of that out, Bill, because I know he'll try to edit it out.
Yeah,
don't do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm happy you're really excited over a 4-1 start. You're crowning Matt LaFleur Coach of the Year and all of that.
Not Coach of the Year, but he may be Coach of the Century if he get this team who's beat 31-0 by the team they're going to play Monday night, Detroit, and we'll talk about that later. All that slander he had to go through this offseason. You media people, I like to use media people when it helps my. Well, you know what I mean.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying, everybody didn't know the Mike McCarthy thing. It blew up, Tom. The whole offseason, it was a negative story after negative story, whether it was true or not. He had to fight through all of that to keep his team focused.
Okay.
And he should be rewarded for that at this time and continue. So
he deserves his props. Sure, he's 4-1. No question. He's 3-0 or 3-1 in the NFC, which is huge.
That's amazing.
2-0 in the division. He's got a chance to go 3-0 in the division this week against Detroit. I will tell you one thing that I'm interested to see as the season goes on, whether their identity is what we saw, offensive identity is what we saw in Dallas, which is that the center of the team is Aaron Jones and the offensive line. Is that now what drives them from this point forward? Because you have to say that was the difference in how their offense has looked all year, that they could run the ball on a fairly good defensive team.
And not only that, that's a great point, by the way. And Aaron Jones getting like 7 catches is amazing. Aaron Rodgers threw it to 9 different guys, and he was very strong in the pocket. He got the ball out. He wasn't trying to hold on to it for the big plays, but at the same time, he did have Scantling breaking free and kind of underthrew him. But when you can manage a game to where there's no turnovers, he didn't throw any interceptions and things of that nature, that's going to be hard for teams to beat you. And if it's a recipe from Philadelphia where you cannot stop the run, okay, 3 teams ran bonkers on you, almost 600 yards in 3 games. Dallas only gave Ezekiel 12 carries. Head scratcher. It is a head scratcher.
Even being behind by that much, I would have thought he would have gotten.
Oh, no question. I mean, if he can get 5 yards a pop, you got to sometimes, I think coaches try to be the smartest guy in the room. Let's catch up right away. Let's catch up right away. That's why Amari Cooper had 11 catches over 200 yards. Those plays didn't hurt you, but at the same time, you really don't want that on film. So Jair Alexander has a lot to clean up. And I always tell any young cornerback, never look at the quarterback if you're a man-to-man. You're going to always get beat. Don't even put your blinders on and you keep your eyes on the receiver, because the 1 second you take your eyes off him, that's the double move, and that's the 46-yarder. Stuff like that will get cleaned up. Because I was concerned when they were up 31-3 and Dallas made somewhat of a comeback.
Yeah.
But it's garbage time to me.
Well, it's okay, in my opinion, it's okay to let them complete balls. Just don't let them complete 46-yard balls or 43-yard balls. Don't let them have long touchdowns.
That's fair.
Go ahead and let them complete it all day long in front of you. And I think that's what Pettine's plan was. He didn't blitz a lot. He rushed 4. They were getting decent pressure with 4. But then, you have some mistakes that you can't have. So, but they overcame it.
Something you also pointed out, they had a real exotic blitz that they were going to show at X's and O's.
Really nice looking
We
blitz.
used to call that the Neptune blitz.
Oh, yeah.
And you could do it off of a different front than normal. You don't need a lot of alignment. So that's going to be fun to draw that one up. But again, I got to go back to the offensive line and the physical play to your question. Can Aaron Jones get 25 to 28 touches? With Carson being his backup, they're okay there. I don't think he could have did it against Philly because he was the only tailback and just a fullback.
Right.
So now you may be able to, because people are concerned he's going to get worn down. And I'm going to tell people that Christian McCaffrey and Kamara, they're not going to get worn down. You have to use them in spots. People are concerned about them when Jamal comes back. Now they'll split carries.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about any of that
Aaron
stuff.
Jones's injuries in the past haven't been because he was worn down. There's
Great
because
point.
he got hit from the side and
it hurts.
Yeah, I mean he's
point.
had some MCL issues and he's worked to build up his legs, get himself stronger.
That's a good point. Can I use that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to use that on the radio.
You use everything else I write.
I do. Boy, you're a smart guy. But no, really, that's a great point. People think that you remember Jamal Anderson for Atlanta? He had over 330 carries. Just wore down.
Oh, like he was up in the 400s.
Right, up to maybe 400. You're right. This is different.
Yeah.
They're not going to give him that many carries.
No.
Because, Aaron Jones, 1 carry could be 60 yards, and he's fine. So I think they'll use him in doses. And the offensive line coach, I don't drink, so I have a bottle of water on me, because when Corey Leslie went out, I said, uh-oh.
Yeah.
And I know the direct snaps were off a little,
but
allegedly. But I'm okay with that because Lucas Patrick did a great job. But to me, the one guy I wanted to play, and he played, was Brian Bulaga. They could have 2 all-pro tackles this year. Brian Bulaga is playing out of his mind.
I would say,
if you look at everybody he's gone up against these first 5 weeks.
Yeah. I'd actually make a case that he's playing better than Bakhtiari, who's had
fair.
3 holding penalties. Yeah. He's given up some sacks. Bulaga has been a godsend for them at right tackle.
He had a sore shoulder.
Yeah.
Not biased because I do like him, But I mean,
No,
he's playing great.
well. And he's, like you said, he's taken on some tremendous talent.
Yes.
So here's a question that.
Let me brace
you should brace yourself for this one. So, can Aaron Rodgers handle not being the focal point if it does turn out to be Aaron Jones to be focal point? Now, I thought you were right. He managed the game really well. The previous week he had thrown 53 times and 422 yards, and they lost.
Yes.
And now he puts it up 33 times, doesn't throw for a touchdown, and they win. So, maybe that's going to be their recipe, is that run the ball, try to get that play action going, and the yards will come and the touchdowns will come, but not until Aaron Jones gets established each game. Is that possible?
I think it is possible, because when you have a veteran like Aaron Rodgers, he's had all of the accolades. He's done what Patrick Mahomes is doing and what Russell Wilson has done. Those guys, he's done all those with the 2 MVPs. Aaron Rodgers understands that he is never going to turn the ball over. That's first and foremost. Most quarterbacks don't even do that. He also has to know his ball handling skills are the best I've ever seen him in his career. I think he's okay with having 200 yards, no touchdowns, no interception, and they win. I think he's fine with that. But as a competitor, I want to compete to outshine all of my colleagues. He sees that Dak Prescott threw for 465 but lost.
Yeah.
He sees that. But Aaron Rodgers is smart enough to understand in this offense, he knew when he first opened the playbook up, it was more so about the team concept. Because with Mike McCarthy, he put up 300 yards and 3 touchdowns every week. But they said that, the fans said that offense was stale. They didn't like it. So this time when they got on the goal line, they ran the ball, but they also threw it. But I don't have a problem with them. And the reason why, this is going to answer the question. When they're on the 1-yard line, Aaron Rodgers is your best player. I don't mind the ball being in his hand. Now, but to your question, can you give it to Aaron Jones 3 straight times? And it's going to come to that. I think he's okay with it. Now, I think people like to think that because they see him and LaFleur having a little disagreement at times. And I've told you guys over and over again, not you guys, but to people, that when you have a marriage that was so good, like Mike McCarthy, and there's a divorce, the new mother comes in, or the new father comes in, which is Matt LaFleur, things are going to be different. She's going to change the curtains, she's going to change the furniture, but you still have the same last name. So you have to work together. You don't have to necessarily go out for drinks afterwards, but on the field, the coach is the boss, and you work through the coach.
Okay.
Was that enough spin for you?
There was a lot of cliches in there. Yeah, that was good. A lot of metaphors. You were throwing the metaphors right and left there.
I'll try to throw you off with those.
I think that it's going to be a transition for Rodgers, and I think there's going to be times when he can't handle not being the focal point. And he will be the focal point at times. He's going to have to be. It's always the quarterback.
Yes.
But he's got to realize that he can't win without Aaron Jones.
33.
And that he can't win without Matt LaFleur either.
No question about that.
Because I thought what they did against Dallas, the fact they didn't have Devontae Adams, to me almost seemed like it helped them. Not that you don't want Devontae Adams,
no, I know
of course you do. But he
Yeah.
had to get rid of the ball. He had to go to the guy who was open.
Yes.
He didn't force it to anybody.
Yep.
To me, it was the most that he's just played through the offense. That's what it looked like to me. I don't know, we don't know
that's
everything
fair.
that's going on. But
Right. But I think Aaron Rodgers is a guy that wants to win. I think he understands the concept that he's going to be the guy to lead his team. Ultimately, Z is kind of team leader. It's Aaron Rodgers' team, and LaFleur knows that. LaFleur would have been a great guy for. I would have loved to play for a guy like that, to let players be themselves. He's not trying to, dictate everything. It's a democracy, and I think that's the reason why last year just didn't work. It's just, too many things going on.
And they didn't have the leaders that they have with,
no question.
From just a straight personnel standpoint, if McCarthy had Adrian Amos, Preston Smith, and Zadarius Smith last year, that's a totally different locker room than what they had. Now, okay, so you want to, start over, that's fine, but I don't know that they are who they are unless they bring those three guys into this locker room. Because those are really three great influential players.
I agree, because we all know that leadership only starts when the head is not around. Like when your parents are not around, who's the person to run the house? It was my sister. She had to make sure she was the leadership, because when mom came home and things are out of place, she going to go after my sister, not us.
That's right.
So LaFleur, once he leaves, the locker room is intact. They love each other. They're going to win games that weren't supposed to win. Maybe they're going to lose some games. It's a head scratcher. But in all, if you beat Detroit, you got a hold on the NFC like you never see. Now, San Francisco did look good. They're still the only undefeated team, but at the same time, I don't know if people buying into them. But again, this is the most satisfying win in 5 years to me, because you beat a team that everybody thought can go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And, we'll find out as the season goes on, you find out who's for real and who isn't. Maybe Dallas winds up not being that good.
Right.
We know Chicago and Minnesota are flawed. I mean, Chicago couldn't beat Oakland in London, and the Vikings have had their kind of problems. But we'll see. Everything, I think you couldn't have asked for more at 4-1.
Yes.
And if they can get to 6-1 with these next two home games against Detroit and then Oakland, there you go. You're in command in the NFC. So
and that segues us into Detroit.
Yes, it does. It does.
Now, Detroit has beat the Packers 4 straight. Bill and me had a discussion about that. Bill Schultz, our genius behind all of this. And I was almost shocked. I know they had won 1 or 2 straight, but 4 straight?
Yeah.
So that's something you have to break that. So I think the Green Bay Packers on Monday night, people get a chance to see them on national television again.
Yep.
Because they're a real Americans team. I think the Green Bay Packers will win 28-17. Now, they always jump out first. The Packers, at every game, they come out smoking.
Yeah, they really have some
Kenny
good
Golladay
starts.
and Marvin Jones Jr., their 2 receivers, worry me.
Okay.
They really do. Those guys are very productive. They've always been productive. But at the same time, this Detroit defense with Mike Daniels and the crew, they play hard. They play. You can look at their games they lost and say they could have been undefeated, because they were up in some of these games.
Yeah.
But they went to Philly and beat Philly because of special teams and defense. But Matthew Stafford, I will say this though, Matthew Stafford is on that list of quarterbacks that will give you an opportunity for an interception.
Okay.
You must catch it. So,
Got it.
yeah, I want to thank Potawatomi Hotel and Casino for sponsoring us. I really appreciate what they've done. And stay tuned for X's and O's. It's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe a pretty spirited X's and O's than normal. Because we got quarterback Tom here going to show y'all some stuff.
That's right. You're going to pick me off, too. All right, here. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.